discuss about structures in C language. So a structure is a user-defined data type. The first point about structure is a user-defined data type. Okay. So what is this user-defined data type? And first of all, what is this data type? We have seen so many data types so far. Let's see once again. Okay. So basically the data types are three types: primitive data types, derived data types, user-defined data types. Basically, the data types are three types: primitive, derived, and user-defined. All the primitive data types which are already defined in the software and which are examples are character, integer, float, double, void, etc. These data types which are already coming with the C language software. Okay, so compiler will recognize directly and we no need to create anything here. Whereas we derive some data types using arrays, pointers, and functions. So we already discussed what is an array: group of similar data type elements in array, whereas a pointer is a data type which will store address, whereas function we have discussed so much. Okay, so what is a function? As we know, function is a block of statements so that the problem can be divided into small pieces. A program is a collection of functions. Now today's lecture we'll try to discuss about structure, which is a user defined data type. So structure is a user defined data type, and data types are three types and structure is user defined data type. Now next, what is structure? What are you doing in this? So structure is a user defined data type and which will hold a group of different data values together. So whenever you want to group a different data types at one place and you want to create a new type, it is called as structure. Okay. So creating a new data type which is having a different data items together, all different data items together you want to create, then it is called as structure. Example, all the shopping malls nowadays and outside are structures examples, because in each shopping mall all different varieties of shops are available. At a time we can have a movie, we have a grocery shopping, we have a clothes shopping, we have a gift shopping, we have all kinds of shopping, we have a food inside, everything pooled at one place. So what is a structure actually? Structure is a collection of dissimilar elements grouped at one place. A different data items we want to store at one place. Okay. Then what is array and what is structure? A simple difference, people. An array is a similar data values grouped at one place. Because array is a similar data values, all values are of same type. Where structure is a collection of dissimilar data values. Okay, so whenever we want to create a new data type, which is a combination of more than one type, then we use structure. Okay, can we get some examples about the structure? Example, we want to create a student data type. Assume that in anywhere when you go to a student, what is your ID? We have to tell our ID. What is an ID? ID is an integer. What is your name? Student name is a string, which is a collection of characters. Then what is your percentage? Percentage is a floating type. Okay, so like this, every student will have a different details. Instead of creating all the variables separately, you can group all the student data type at one place and you can create a new data type called as student. Example, one more employee example is in a library we will take books. Okay, so we can create a book data type. What is a book data type? Where every book in a library will have a book ID, book name, author, price, number of pages, etc. Okay. Similarly, we have an employee where employee is having employee ID, employee name, salary, etc. So ultimately, what is the main theme of structure? You want to pool different data types at one place and you want to give a common name, so that instead of creating all the variables individually, you can create only one variable which will create total set. Okay. So I think, so let us see a example here. Let us see an example. Right. So what is the structure here? Structure is a, so always structure is a collection of related variables under one name, where structure may contain a variables of different data items together, of course. So what is an advantage of structure, people here? Structure is a convenient tool for handling group of logically related items. So structure is a convenient way of group of logically related items we will store at one place, where the concept of structure is what? The concept of structure is to analogous that the record many of other languages. Example, structures will help to organize the complex data in more meaningful way we offer. Are we clear? So now let us see the syntax of structure here. The what is the syntax of structure? So the syntax of structure is, we use a keyword struct here. We use a keyword struct, and we will give a name, and we will list out all the members of different data type variables inside the flower bracket. And very importantly, we will terminate with semicolon. So this is what, so your structure syntax will have two parts. Okay, so this is what you are defining a structure, so that you are creating a structure. When a memory is allocated, when you create a variable of structure, then memory is allocated. Okay, so the syntax of the structure will have two pieces: definition and declaration. Definition means what? You are defining what are all the different data values present in your structure. And declaration is what? When a memory is allocated. Now let us see a programming example in structure. Now let us see a programmable example in structure. All of you please here, see here. So we want to create a program on structure. Program on structure. Okay. So we will write a program like this. A simple program, hash include stdio dot h, then int main, and you want to, now first of all you want to create a structure which is available in main. Now let us take an example of let us take a, we can take an example of student, you can take an example of employee, you can take example of book, whichever example you can take. Now let us take an employee or book you want to take, whichever example you can take. Now let us create struct book. Struct book. What is a book here actually? Book is a combination of what? Book is a combination of different data values like book ID. Every book will have a book ID, book number. Then every book will have a price, pages, and name, and all those. Okay, so we will create. We want to store a name of book. So book name. So what is the book name here? I want to give 20 size for book name. Okay. So first data type is what? Integer. Second member is what? String. Not a string, it is a collection of characters you can treat as. Okay. So it is a name. Okay. Characters. Char data. Now one more we want to, the more important is what? Float price. Okay. So you can give float, or you can, sometimes you want to give double price. Okay. So now I want to discuss the number of pages also. Pages. Now here we are creating a structure of 4 members: book ID, book name, price of the book, pages. Okay, so this is what definition of the structure. Structure definition. So whenever you write a structure definition, a book structure is gets created. Book structure is get created. Now in the book structure, now I want to do what? I want to create a book variable. I want to create book variable. So how will you create a book variable? Simple. I will say simply book b1. How you create an integer variable in text in the same way. So what is the syntax for declaring a variable? Data type space variable name. Similarly, I have created a book data type and I want to create a book variable, book b1. But what is a book actually? Book is a structure. I will write a struct book. So struct book is a new data type which I have created, and b1 is a variable of struct. Now the question is, how much memory is allocated? How much memory is allocated for this structure? How much memory is allocated for this structure? Okay, so what is the memory of integer? 4 bytes. What is the memory of character? 1 byte. What is the memory of float? 4 bytes. What is the memory of double? 8 bytes. How are you checking all this? Using a size of operator, we are able to tell how much memory each data type will take. In the structure, the memory allocated for structure variable is sum of the members size. So the book is having 4 members. What are the 4 members? One integer, one string data type character, one double, and one pages. Now if you total all of them, 4 plus 20, 24 plus 8, 32 plus 4, 36 you have to get. Now let us printf size of book type is equal to comma size of b1, size of b1, because b1 is a variable of what? Book type. So we want to calculate how much memory. So this is called as declaration or creating a memory allot. Okay, now let us save this program. Let us save this program here. So simply we will save this program in structures, struct1.c. So if you try to compile this program, if you compile this program and run this program, please observe everybody. So I want to create size of the book. So I have book is created and size should be printed. So what is the size of book here? So let me print here struct book. Size of b1. So how much memory should you? Oh, I have not given %LD, people. Don't forget to give this. Yeah. Now if you observe here, what is the size of the book type here? 40. Why 40, people? Please observe. How much memory for ID? 4 bytes. 24 plus 8, 32 plus 4 actually 36, but it is taking 40 bytes memory is allocated, usually the sum of all its members. Okay, so using a size of operator, we can check how much memory is allocated for a particular array. For example, here the size of integer and size of float also you can check. Okay, right. Now let us discuss. So in this program, what you have done, you have defined a new data type called as book. Then you have created a memory for book. Now how to access the book data? Okay, so using a dot operator, we can access the member of a structure. Okay, so the first question is what? So we are discussing structures concept, where we have discussed defining a structure, okay, next declaring a structure. Now memory, declaring a structure is memory allotment, memory allocated. Okay, defining a structure means what? Creating a new data type. Okay, now how to accessing a structure? Accessing a structure variable, because structure is a combination of group of different data types, group of different data types, different type. Okay, so group of different types we want to access individually. Now let us discuss here group of how to access. Okay, so now, so we have created a structure, then we have defined a structure, then you want to access the structure. So how to access the structure? Let us see. Okay, so using a program, we will try to discuss how to access the structure. So simply, you can store values of in book in three ways. The first way is what? Directly storing a value. So what is the first member of book? Book ID. So I want to book ID as 101, comma. What is the book name you want to give? What is the book name you want to give? ANSI C. ANSI C. Okay. And what is the price of the book? Assume that it is 299 or 199. 199 or 299, we will take it 290. 299.99. Okay. And what is how many number of pages you have in this book? Assume that you have pages 350 pages. Now close. Okay. So what are you doing here? You are creating a structure variable and you are storing a values in the declaration. Now let us see how to print the values. So printf, printing book details, printing book details. So in the program, now let us print the book details here. How to print the book details? Printf book name is equal to percentile D, comma, very important point here. How to access the book name? Name b1 dot b name, b1 dot b name. So what is the name you have given? That will be displayed. Similarly, you want to print all the details of the book, all the details of book you want to print. So I want to print book ID. How to print book ID? So in the place of like this. Then how to print the number of pages or price? I want to print the price. The price is what? How much? And how to print the pages? Pages. So pages. So if you observe here, the member of a structure is accessed using dot operator. So what is the syntax here? Variable name dot member. So how to access the structure here? Accessing a structure, syntax is okay, variable dot member. Okay, so what variable it is? Structure variable. Structure variable dot member. Okay, so the example you are giving is what? B1 dot BID, B1 dot B name, B1 dot price, B1 dot pages. Is that clear, everybody? So you are able to define a structure to create, you are able to declare a structure, memory allocation. Now you are able to access the structure using dot operator. Okay. Now let us print this program output so that we will go to the further session. Okay. So we want to print all the values here by taking a new only, because I want to print all the details in different lines. Okay. Now let us compile this program. No errors, successfully compiled. Now let's run this program. If you run, you please observe the size of the book is what? 40 bytes. And printing the book details, book ID is 101. Book name, it is printed in the number format because you have given percentage D, and book price and book pages. So all these pages here, book price should be what? In which format you have to give? Percentile F. And book pages you want to give is what? Percentile D. And book name you want to give percentile S. So make sure which data type you want to give and what format specifier you are using. So what is the format specifier for integer? Percentile D. What is the format specifier for string? Percentile S. What is the format specifier for float? Percentile F. And what is the format specifier for pages? Percentile D. Is that clear? Now let us compile once again in order to get simple output. Here if you observe now, book ID is 101, book name is ANSI, book price is 299.99, and the number of pages are 350. So if you don't give the format specifier properly, you will get a garbage values because you want to print in a prescribed format only. Here you are able to prove, you are able to create a new data type which is combining different data types: integer, string, character, float, double, all together at one place. Is that clear, everybody? So this is first program. So in the program one, what you have done, you have created a book and you have created a book variable and you have initialized and you are printing. So now let us do one more program where a same book, but the only difference what I want to do is I want to store the values randomly. Okay. So how to store the values randomly? Very simple. Okay. So directly like this, you can store. So here I want to store initialize the values like this. And I want to give values individually. So here the book of 201 is the book ID. You cannot give the string directly like this. So we will take strcpy, let us see. Okay. Now is equal to book price is 246.99 and number of pages in the book is equal to 358 pages. Okay. Now what is the difference between previous program and this program? In the previous program, we have initialized directly like this. In the previous program, it is direct initialization. Okay. Now in this program, we want to initialize randomly. Okay. Using a dot operator, you are storing values b1.bid and we are taking a name. Okay. And we are, okay. And all those will be done. Name, the price is given and the pages is given. Let us compile this program. Okay. So before compiling, let us add one more header file, hash include stdio string dot, because you are using string copy here, you have to add string. Okay, so compile this program. Struct2.c. Now run this program. If you run this program, now once again you will get the same output. Only difference is whatever the values you have given, those are printed. So the first program you have initialized direct initialization, and in the second program you have initialized and printed. So this is a random initialization. This is a random initialization second program. So book ID is 201. So whatever the value you have given, that is printed if you observe. So size of the book ID is what? Book ID is 201. Book name is, let us see. Book price is 246.99, whatever you have given. And number of pages are 358 as per the requirement. Okay. So this is one more program where, so the first program will illustrate about creating, defining, and creating values in one line. And in the second program, you have initialized the values randomly. Okay. Now we want to create next program, the third program, where one more way of giving the values are what? You know already, scanf. Scanf %d, comma, book ID. Is that clear? Now similarly, getters b1 dot bname. Here, price scanf. What is the percentile? What is the price here? Percentile f, comma, b1 dot price. And very important point, people, in the scanf you have to give always ampersand. Ampersand, ampersand, where string don't need any ampersand. Whereas here scanf percentile d, comma, page. Okay, so please observe here, we are accepting the values from user. Values from keyboard. Okay, so end user you are accepting. So this is a third way of accepting value. Okay, so let us compile the program and save the program, struct3.c, and let us run the program. We have some errors here. Let us correct. b1 dot bname, semicolon should be at the end. And the one more error you have, the value should be removed. Yeah. So there are no errors here. Now let us compile. So if you compile this program, what will happen? The size of the book, and it is asking the user to enter a values. So I'm entering 302 as a book number, and the book name is let us enter one more book. Okay, so let us see, we have completed ANSYS C, we have completed. You want to enter one more C, programming in C by, okay, by this. Okay, now one more. So if you when you are accepting getters here, make sure ask the user printf enter the book details in some order. Okay, so what is the order you want to enter? Book number, B number, B name, name, price, page. Okay. Now let us compile the program once again so that it will have more clarity here. Okay. So now it is asking enter the book details. Okay. So the book details are what? 302 is a book ID. Okay. Name is programming in C. Okay. Next, what is the one more detail you want to provide? Programming in C. I want to give 309.99.9. Then the number of pages are 449. Is that clear? Now let us see the output here. I think it is accepting continuously. How many values it is taking? 1 value, 2 values, 3 values, and 4 values. And it is printing the details. Okay. So I think getS will terminate only after enter. Now let me enter the one more time. No problem. Until we'll get an output, let us execute. Okay. So 302. Let us see. Okay, we are not giving the values. Let us compile once again. Okay, so the first value is 302. Then let us see, and we are providing. So when we are accepting a string, I think it's giving some error. Okay, so let us comment this line and compile. Okay, so 302, 499.99, and 358 page. Okay, so the only name, while accepting name, we should be very careful. You can take either using scanf. So let us accept using scanf only so that we don't have any problem here. So let us accept using scanf. %yes, %yes, comma, b1 dot bname. Now let us compile the program and run the program once again. We want to accept all the structure variable in all the formats. Now let us enter 301 is the book ID. Book name is let us see. Book price is 399.99 and book pages are 348 pages. So we have accepted 4 scanfs and we have printed the values. So the program is successful. Okay. So this getUs function is giving some warnings and errors in some languages. So let us use scanf to accept a name directly. Is that clear, everybody? So this is an output what we have displayed. Okay. So if you observe here, we have printed in all the formats. We have created a variable in direct initialization. Direct initialization. And the second program we have initialized random initialization. Whereas in the third program, we have initialized the variables from accepting values in runtime. Now all the in three programs, if you observe, all the three programs, you are defining a structure, declaring a structure, and memory allocation. Similarly, defining, declaration, this is declaration, this memory allocation. All these programs we have done. Okay, now let us do in the fourth program, let us do one more program where I want to do all the techniques in one program. So first, let me create a book definition here. This is a book definition. Then you are creating book variable. I want to create a book variable. So what you do? I want to do a direct initialization in the program. So what I do is I will do direct initialization and I'm printing the values. Okay. So direct initialization is done and directly I'm printing the values. Okay. So how you print the values, we know already. This is a printing book details. Now the second program what you have done is what? Book 2. Let me take book 2 here. Struct book 2 I will create and I will accept all the variables. So this is what. So let me take all this and let me paste here. So struct book B2 I have created and I want to store all the values. So this is what, this is book 2 details. Now what is book 3 details? This is book 3 details. Printf, enter the book details. Enter the book 3 details. Now if you observe, I have created 3 books. Book 1, book 2 and book 3. Book 1, book 2 and book 3. 3 books I have created and 3 books I want to initialize in 3 different. The first book is I have initialized in random, direct initialization. The second book I want to initialize using random initialization. Whereas in the third book, I want to initialize using scanf. Okay. And I can print all the values, printing book details, all the values I can print again and again. So I have printed all the book details. Only difference is what? The second book is B2 and the third book is B3. Okay. And when you are storing also, you have to change. The second book you have to store like this. Book 2, book 2, book. So please observe here. Here we have typed the one book which is having all the books. Okay. So first we have created book. Okay. Then you have created the 3 books in 3 different. The first book is direct initialization. Second and third book. The second book I want to initialize using values directly using assignment operator. And whereas the third book I'm accepting using scanf, using keyboard. And finally, I'm printing all the book details. Is that clear, everybody? So this program illustrates. So how many programs we have done so far? 4 programs. Now let us compile some programs. Okay. So let me compile this where it is successfully compiled. An antivirus is scanning my every exe file in the program whenever I compile. Okay. So now enter the book details. This is the third book details actually. The third book name is what? We have already given let us see, ANSI C and let us see. Then PPS book. Okay. So first actually you have to enter a, first what you want to enter? You want to enter book ID you want to enter. So always please enter the book details in one order please. So first book details should be entered in what format? First you have to enter 301 is a book number. PPS book 3 is a book name. And the price of the book is 399.99 and the number of pages are 248. So if you observe here, first book is initialized directly. Second book you have initialized randomly using assignment operator. And the third book you have done in. So it is nothing but a fourth program is a combination of first 3 programs. All the first 3 programs I have written in one. So if you are comfortable, you do it in one. If you are not comfortable, you do it separate. Now you can do one more example with structures. You can do in this examples we have done done an example on book. You can do an example on student also. Okay, you can do an example on employee also. Okay, now let us do one example on student quickly. Okay, then we will go to an example of how to create. Example, here we have created 3 books where the number of lines are increased. So whenever the number of lines are increased, we have already solutions already some way. So how to create n number of books, that we will see in the next example, of course. So assume that I want to create 10 books or 20 books. In a library, we will find thousands of books. So please, students, all of you, please practice student example, employee example with your own. How I have defined a book example, in the same way you try to do student example. When a student, what are the members? Student number, student name, percentage. Okay. Whereas in employee example, employee number, employee name, salary. Are you clear? Now let us do one more example on book only, but in this time, now let us create 5 books or 10 books. Okay. So how to do this 5 books and 10 books concept? Now let us do this. Okay. So the same program I want to do. The only difference is, please see here. First I have created a book definition as usual. But only thing is, if you want to create 5 books, what will you do? B1, comma, B2, comma, B3, comma, B4, comma, B5. If you want to create 10 books, be it up to B10. If you want to create 100 books, up to B100. But every structure variable, you need separate accepting statements and separate displaying state, which increases the program size. We have a solution. Okay. Assume that if you use array of structures, then you can create in an easiest way. Assume that I want to create 10 books or 5 books. Simply what you do is, how you create an array example. If you want to create 5 integers, how are you creating? Int a of 5. Here, what is the data type? Int. What is the array name? A. What is the size? 5. Similarly, I want to create 5 books. Okay, so what is the data type here? Data type is struct book. Okay, what data type is struct book. What is the array name? B. What is the size of the array? 5. Okay, now how to accept here? The important interesting question is how to accept. The accepting is very simple using scanf only, but how many times? 5 times you have to accept. 5 times if you write these 5 lines, this will become 25 lines. If you write 10 times, 50 lines. If you write 100 times, 500 lines. But we have a solution already. Whenever you want to do a job repeatedly, what you are used to do, you want to accept using loop. For I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. I is equal to 0, I less than, I is equal to 0, I less than, and I plus plus. So simply this piece of code will accept 5 books. Is that clear? So where a simple loop is used. Okay. Similarly, if you want to display once again, the same story will be repeated. So the same story once again, you want to display the values. So displaying the book details. Okay. So book ID, book name, and book size. Now, interesting question is how to access individual books. Very simple. Instead of giving a book number, I will give B of I dot book ID. Okay. B of I dot book name. Because B1, B2, B3, that I will tell you the ID of the book. Okay. So B of I. So if you observe closely here, we are using arrays concept to implement array of structures. So we have created an array of books and we have print. Of course, tomorrow, once again, in the next class, we'll discuss once again array of structures, but we are just illustrating today's at the end. Okay. So similarly here also, I, 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 and here. Okay. So if you closely observe, what is the difference between creating an array? Simple. First, you have to create an array. Then you have to accept and you have to display. So this piece of code can be used for 5 books, 10 books, 100 books, 1000 books, or 1 lakh books. Okay. The code is same. So let us save this program. Struct6.c. So up to 4 programs, please practice today. Array of books we are just introducing. If you don't understand also, we'll explain once again tomorrow's class. In the next class, we'll try to discuss array of structures once again. But today, just illustrating it. No errors. Now, please observe the output. Very interesting output you will get now. How many books you want to create? 5 books. So it will ask you 5 times to enter the book details. So the first book is 101. Book name is Let Us See. And always remember, always the order of the details must be entered in same order. That's why I've mentioned the order: enter book details, book number, book name, price 299, and the pages 347. Okay. Similarly, second book you have to. The second book ID is what? 201. And ANSI C. Okay. And what are the price of ANSI C? 399.99. And the pages are 447. And one more book, 301, PPS book 3, and the price is 399.99. Okay, and the pages are 440. Finally, the last fourth book we were entering, PPS fourth book, the ID is 401. In order to avoid the confusion, you can display printf enter book details every time. Okay, so 401, PPS book 4, and the price is 499.99, and the pages are 874. And finally, the last book, people, 501, PPS book 5, and the PPS number of price will be 599.99, and the pages are 487. Now, please observe here, we have printing all the 5 books details. Okay, of course, you can align properly so that you can print it in a matrix format. But please observe here, we have given 5 examples today. Okay, so let us summarize today's class. We have introduced with how to create a structure. So how to create a structure, we have started with how to create a structure using struct book. Okay, then how to access the structure, how to create a structure variable and memory allocation, struct book variable. Then you are accessing structures using dot operator. Okay, then the accessing can be done in 2 to 3 ways. The first way is what? The first way is, of course, accessing is using dot operator only. Initializing is in 3 ways. Initializing, direct initialization, random initialization, and the third is using scanner. Okay. Now we are able to do all the 3 examples in one as a 4th program, and in the 5th program we have created an array of structure. So ultimately, what is a structure? Structure is a combination of group of different data types at one place. Keyword struct is used to create a structure, and we have to define a structure, declare a structure, and access. So we have
So we
to
have to
define a
define
structure,
a structure,
declare a structure,
declare a
and
structure, and
accessing structure. And finally, this is a syntax. Okay. So thank you, students. In the next class, we will try to discuss about once again array of structures. We will repeat once again. Meanwhile, please practice student and employee examples as a structure. Please refer the notes which is mailed to you and WhatsApp to you. We will mail the programs, notes, as well as the concept PPT. Is that clear? So please refer structures introduction today, so that in the next class we will try to discuss array of structures, and also we want to differentiate between structures and union. Okay. So in this class, this much only. In the next class, we will try to discuss further topics. Okay. We will end this class. If you have any doubts, you can chat, students. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can chat. Okay, so we will try to upload the video lectures in my blogspot. Okay, so we have one, I have created my blogspot, which is ranjitcscmvsr.blogspot.com, and whatever the videos and materials will be available in this blog, please copy this blogspot, open blogspot, and access all the resources and videos which we have uploaded. Okay, so as soon as the video is uploaded, we will try to message you, because one of the student is asking a doubt regarding this. Okay, any other doubt, peoples? So if you have any doubts, please let me know. So can we print up statements after the return? No, we cannot print the statements after the return. Return must be the last statement of the function. So printf statements cannot be written after the printf. Okay, so we can sign off. If you don't have any doubts, those people who have doubts, please stay in